Welcome to episode 10 of Career Pro Tips by Life in the Green Room. Life in the Green Room is all about helping busy professionals who want more out of their career. We provide action-oriented, tool-based tips and strategies to help you move your career in the direction that you want to go. And Career Pro Tips is our weekly series where we dive into different things that you can take action on right away. My name is Heather Green McLinn, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing at a Fortune 500 company. I've used these tools myself, I've seen my team and my peers use them, and I know they will work to help you start navigating your career in the direction that you want to go. Today, for episode 10, we're going to dive into the topic, I'm doing my job, but it just doesn't seem to be going well. We're going to unpack that and talk about why that might be. I've heard people kind of come with this type of frustration and pain about their job. They're like, I'm doing it. I'm following all of the things. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing for my job, but I'm not getting the good reviews. I'm getting overlooked for opportunities. I don't feel like I have access to promotions or to great assignments, and I don't understand because I'm doing my job. So I will challenge you to look at two things if you are feeling like you fit this category. And we're going to dive into those today. We're going to dive into how are you adding value to your job, and do you need to, or is it time for you to take on another assignment? So let's look at those each individually. So let's first tackle, are you adding value to your job? So this is a really tough question, and of course, you're going to say, well, yeah, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. What do you mean am I adding value to your job? Well, for the most part, the reason that you are being paid is to not just do your job. It's to bring you to your job. It's to bring your thought and your intelligence and your brain power and your influence into your job. And so if you're just kind of checking down the list, you may not be getting the response you're hoping for that exact reason. So I would take a look at what are the things in your role that can move the needle on the business the most, and when is the last time in those activities that you've really brought forth another idea or another concept for someone to look into. So I want to explain that a little bit further, because it's not every single thing should you be looking at it and saying, how am I adding value? For example, when I'm trying to do an expense report, I'm trying to get that done as fast as possible. It's an administrative task. I'm not going to add value there. So unless your role is in finance, and in that case, maybe expense reports you own and you should be adding value, totally different scenario. But for most of us, that's an area where you just need to get it done. But there are other areas that you're doing something that the business is measuring and using to drive results. Look at that and see, is there a better way we should do that? Can we get at this data a different way? Can we do it faster? Is there something else that would give us different results? Look at that and make a proposal. Challenge why you're doing it the current way, or saying, can we try both ways and see if one is better? That's when you're really adding value to your job and you're bringing you to your job. And so if you really feel like things aren't going well, but you're doing all of the black and white things on the task, take a look at that and make sure you're providing influence and guidance and direction to kind of influence the department or the company in what you're doing. The second thing I would challenge you to really look at is there an area that you should try to develop a skill, or are you ready to raise your hand and take on an extra assignment? Because this could be another way that you could really boost yourself and start to feel like you're doing better in the role. So assess where your skills at. I have a whole other set of topics that I talk about around this, as far as saying, hey, what would I like to do and am I ready to raise my hand? For the purposes of this, I just want to give you the high level overview of saying, when you're ready to dive into something else, get out there and raise your hand. Take on an extra assignment, take on a challenging role, help somebody else out with their project, and that will make it feel like you're doing better at your job. I've heard so many people say, well, look, the person's always getting promoted. I'm not even being considered. Many times, if you look under the hood a little bit deeper, you will find that the people who have made themselves really promotable were already doing half of the job without the title or the pay before they got promoted. And how did they do half of a new job? They took on an extra assignment, they took on a new challenge, they went above and beyond their current role, and they made themselves a very obvious, potentially inevitable choice when opportunities were brought to their attention. So this is a little bit of a tougher one, but if you really do look at yourself and say, I can identify with the statement that I'm doing my job, but I just don't feel like I'm getting any good reviews, I'm not getting any praise, I'm not getting any opportunities, challenge yourself to say, am I adding value to the job that I have? And if not, how can I really amp that up? And ask yourself if you should be taking on an additional challenging or tough assignment as a way to put yourself out there to grow yourself professionally, get yourself ready for the next step. I would love to hear from you. Does this tip resonate from you, or would you tackle it another way? Let me know, and we can talk about it even more. If you have any other ideas for weekly career pro tips, let me know, and please subscribe. Until next week, here's to owning your career journey.